Buenos días, mi llamo es Giovanni Santiago y bueno, my name is Giovanni Santiago and good morning to all. For today we'll be discussing about the Spanish alphabets. Basically there are 28 letters in the Spanish alphabets, 28 official letters that excludes the letter CH and the double L, which are no longer official letters of the Spanish alphabet since 1994, according to the Spanish Language Academy. Well, I'll be running over to you all of the Spanish alphabets. That's 28. So we'll start it with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I latina, J, K, L, M, N, N, O, P, Q, R, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So those are the 28 official letters of the Spanish. Then we'll just have the consonants and the vowels. We'll start with the vowels. We only have 5 vowels for the Spanish alphabets. We have A, E, I, O, and we have U. For A, for examples of the words for A, we have grande, ciudad, una, casa, nación, calles. We have E, Mexico, America. Then we have the letter E. We have Chile, Paraguay, Y, estoy, continente. We have O, for example, is no, colonia, como. And we have U, un, Sudamerica, cultura. Those are the example words for those vowels. We also have the 23 consonants for the Spanish letters. So we'll start with B, example words, bonitos, bellas, C, casa, nación, centro, ciudad, principal, veces. We have the D, dedo, idioma, F, edificio, famoso, fácil. Then we have the G, algo, lengua, agua, H. We have H, I, hasta, historia. We have J, example words, juez, Javier. We have L, which is Luis, Chile. Then we have double L, caballo, llevo. Then we have M, example words, mucho, Mexico. We have the letter N, norte, nación. We have Ñ, por ejemplo, or for example, it's montañas, señor. Then we have P, parte, país, perro. We have the Q, que, queso. We have the R, which is diferentes, rey, parque, centro. Then we have the double R or doble R. For example, Monterrey, desarrollar. We have S, example is Sudamérica, residencia. Then we have the T, which is norte, continente. We have the letter Y. So Y, the letter Y is pronounced as in yet. However, when letter Y stands alone, it is pronounced as double E, as in beat. Y means end in Spanish. Then the last letter is theta. The Z is pronounced as in sent. The rest of the letters are pronounced as they are in English, with only a very slight variation in some parts of Spain. And the C before E is pronounced as H. The Z is always pronounced as TH in Spanish. All right. So the next thing that we'll be discussing is about cognates. So basically, there are about, let me just check on this one for you. All right. So for the cognates, we have basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 cognates. So those cognates are basically words, Spanish words, in that ends or words that are typically similar with, well, with English. It is very easy to build a large vocabulary of Spanish words. In fact, you already know 1,000 English words that became or become Spanish words. If you change them very slightly, so just listen to the cognate rules and repeat the cognate examples after me. Okay. So for example, words which ends in or, these are words often identical in Spanish and English. For example, el doctor, which is the doctor in English. El actor, which is the actor in Spanish. Spanish words ending in or carry stress that last syllable on the last syllable. I'm sorry. So words and ends or a words or a word that end in el, these are often identical in Spanish and English. For example, the animal or el animal, the criminal, el criminal. The stress word in the last syllable of el animal, el criminal. It's always at the last syllable. Then we have the third one, which is ble. These are often identical in Spanish and English, which is cable or cable. Terrible, which is terrible. Notable, we have notable. Horrible or horrible. So the words are stressed on the next to the last syllable. Example, notable. So that's the second to the next, the last syllable. And well, for the fourth one, the word that ends in IC in English. To change them into Spanish, simply add the letter O. So that's ICO. For example, public or the public, el público, just add an O. For example, el Atlántico, the Atlantic, el romántico, the romantic, el automático, the automatic. The words take a written accent on the sound to the last syllable. So the accent is on the last syllable. We have público, automático. So it's always on the last syllables that ends with ICO. Then we have the fifth one, the word that ends in ENT or ENT. If you simply add a letter E to many of those words, they become Spanish words. So for example, for the ENT, the accident. So in Spanish, you call it el accidente. And the instant. So in Spanish, you call it el instantante. So for example, the president, you call it in Spanish el presidente. And important, we'll just add E on the last part that makes it Spanish, importante. So the words that ends in ENT and ENT are stressed on the next to the last syllable. Example, el presidente. So that's the second to the last syllable. It's stressed out. So the words that end in ENT and ENT are accented on the next to the last syllable. Accidente, instantante. So the sixth one is those words that ends with TOR. The word that ends with TOR in English, change TOR to just DOR in Spanish. So you'll have the TOR is equals to DOR. For example, senator. And in Spanish, it's senador. And for example, accelerator. In Spanish, it's acelerador. So the last cognate that we have are words that ends in TION in English. So we just need to change it in CION with an accent on the O. For example, demonstration in English, but in Spanish it's demostración. We have nation in English, and we have nación in Spanish. And information in English, and the last or the Spanish word is información. So those are the 7 cognates that we have in Spanish. So let me just run it over for you. We have the OR, okay? We have the AL, we have the BLA, we have the IC, all right? And we have the ANT. Then we have the TOR, DOR, and the last one is TION and CION. Well, basically that ends our Spanish lesson for today. So we have the alphabets, the parts of we have the consonants and the vowels for the alphabets, and we also have the Spanish cognates, which are basically hand in hand with the English words or similar with the English words, just add some letters. Well, again, this is Giovanni Santiago, ¿no? Mi nombre es Giovanni Santiago y buenos días a todos, cuídase.